MVP, the Mo Vaughn podcast. Mo Vaughn, Darren Sutton, are you going to allow me to co-host with you?
Can you just host it?
Ryan Klesko, powered by the Vaughn Sports Academy, and of course, Perfect Game. We're here at the ABCA. Ryan, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
I'm not a convention guy. I don't know if he is. I like this convention a lot, though, because it's baseball. Have you been to many of these?
Yes, I think this is my third year in a row.
So give me what you like about being here. I'd love to know.
Man, there's so much education and so many different training tools and stuff that I've been learning. Every year is something new, something different, maybe that I can take away as a coach. Some of it's eyewash, right? Some of it's overtraining, some of it's gimmicky. But a lot of the stuff here is listen, as a coach, if we can help somebody get better or make it, maybe get a college education, maybe make it to the big leagues one day, I'm all ears. I love to look at new technology.
I love the same thing. I came to the first one last year for a day. That's why I'm here now. The baseball experience is awesome. And just, I get to see Ryan. I get to see a lot of guys. I get to reconnect with a lot of baseball guys. When I left the game, I jumped out. And I never, I didn't look back for a while. I needed to decompress everything. But coming back in with, Ryan and I are both PG, special assistants. We're in the game, running the game, doing things for the game. So I love coming to the ABC. It's just a great event with a lot of information. And luckily, we're both, have that knowledge to really understand what can help us and what we need to let go.
I would consider him, tell me if I'm wrong, you're quite a forward thinker, right? With whether it's
Absolutely.
Technology, whether it's nutrition, whether it's all the things. Would you consider yourself a forward thinker you're kind of an old school player who's a forward thinker, right?
Yeah, I do believe in a lot of the stuff because my son's in the game. He's a junior. I believe in a lot of the stuff. At least try it. If it can give me another tool to help a kid. A lot of the stuff coming up. I mean, look at the machines nowadays. Look at the technology and the impact baseballs that you can go in there and hit a little bit longer because it's not tearing your hands up. We're training at 100 miles an hour. We're seeing different technologies that Mo and I probably, back in the day, I remember how I trained velo. I went and put a quarter in the machine with the wheels and the light back in the public gate. And then we shooting out, and I would just get closer to the machine.
Right.
But you only had so much protecting. I would get yelled at because I'd be standing out in the middle of the 20 feet from the machine, see if I can hit the stuff. That's all we had. We didn't have break-ball machines. We didn't have all this stuff. Man, nowadays they have a video. You could literally, there's companies here that you can punch in left-handed college pitcher, slider down to weight 82 and a fastball into 96, and it'll throw that.
What?
There are games that I'd love that. We're actually looking at buying one of those machines to get the kids ready to go into game speed.
Right.
Are you a modern dude? Are you a modern dude with some old school values?
Yes, I have
I
have a lot of the old school values, and our organization, Perfect Game, has really helped me become modern and understand that these things can help. I was taught old school. He understands a lot of it too, but this information that we're getting here is tremendous. And I gotta, his son's a junior in high school. My son's 13, so I need every bit of help I can get to help him become a better player. Put him in the situations that him and I know. We know because we're lefties. So there's some other situations that we got to be able to handle. Being able to do that. His son's left-handed, mine's left-handed. We got some things we can really work on.
Braves way. Was the Braves way good for you? We just had Wes Helms here earlier.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
was good for him. He said it was very good for him.
Absolutely. The organization's won for years and years, and they don't have a lot of turnover. Just think about going in my first year with the Braves. Willie Stargell was there. Hank Aaron was there. Warren Spahn was there. Frank Howard was there. They're in there in the cages as a minor leaguer helping us on our swing and spending our times down there. You can't beat that. Nowadays, there's not a lot of big league, and there's some big league teams bringing some guys in, but man, that to me helped me dearly because those guys were in there. They were knowledge of the best Hall of Famers and the best guys in the game that helped me on a daily basis, and the Braves way was not selfish. It was a team. It was get the runner in, get the runner over, bunt it. There's been plenty of times where there's a man on second where a power hitter squares around a bunt to get the run over or hit the ball on the right side or find a way to get the run in. A lot of that's kind of diminished. It's like they're still looking to hit the home run with a man on third and less than one out. And Chipper will tell you the same thing. It's terrible sometimes.
Fifth round.
I love it.
Fifth round for him. In what year was it?
89.
89, yeah. Westminster High School. Who were you then?
Just a laid-back surfer kid that loved baseball, loved the outdoors.
Yeah, I heard about the surfing.
Yeah, I love the outdoors, love to fish, love to hunt. Even in California, drafted as a pitcher. I was one of the top arms, and I was supposed to go the second overall pick in the first round as a pitcher, and hurt my arm. I caught a spike. Crazy story. They just allowed metal spikes in the high school. I went to Big Five Sporting Goods, bought a brand new pair of metal spikes. UC Irvine, an hour later, I'm on the mound, and I've never pitched in metal before. And I did a slide step. I'd walked a guy, like 70 guns out there. That was the hardest I ever threw. I topped 95 that day as a junior in high school. And I caught a spike. Instead of balking, I tried to throw it, and I tore the ligament in my elbow. Back then, Tommy John means you were done. That became my. I was a hitter from there on out.
And look at him, pretty talented. 95 on the gun, and he goes back, I can't pitch. Right now I'm going to start hitting.
Would you always hit?
Yeah, I was just there.
Let's look at this. Ryan Klesko, 16-year Major League career. 279, 278 HRs, 987 RBIs. Braves, storied franchise. Padres, Giants, another storied franchise. And just going back to high school, he was on the junior Olympic team in 1988 with the Sydney and won a championship, world championship. This is great stuff.
I was a PO, by the way, on the Olympic team.
Still.
Yeah, I was a PO.
Still, you're there.
Yeah.
There.
They didn't let me hit. They had Greg Blosser in front of me, first round pick.
Greg Blosser, he was with
Red Sox.
The Red Sox?
Yes.
He was with me.
Big dude, came in. I was a junior when I met. There was only 2 juniors to make that team. The rest were seniors going to college, and I was the only one of the 2 juniors that made it. So that was a fun experience for me. That was one of the ones where we traveled. We went to North Dakota, South Dakota, Australia, played Korea, Cuba. That made me comfortable, signing as a high school guy. I kind of experienced it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you reel off those places that you traveled to again?
Oh,
that was
God.
the most unique combo. You just said what? North Dakota,
South Dakota, Australia, and then we went
Korea.
Korea. Well, the Korean team, the
Which
Cuban
one
team,
of those states per places? North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah. Well, that's where you had to go. That's when they bring north, south, east, west come in, all the American players.
Okay.
And then you competed, and out of those 4, the whole United States, they took 1 team.
Okay.
So it's basically a showcase of north. I was on the west team, obviously, north, south, east, west. They brought all these players in, and then they combine. Then they pick 1 team, and that's when you go to Australia to compete for the gold medal.
North Dakota, South Dakota.
No, I didn't know anything about that.
We played at an old post 69 field or 8 field, whatever it was. Legion.
I love that.
And you competed to make that team. That was it.
Right. Ryan, you spent a good part of your career at Braves, but you actually played more games as a Padre. I think I know you as a Brave, though. What do you think about that?
I mean, listen, early on, obviously, all the Braves teams were good. I wasn't getting a ton of bats, but I was, as you come in, we had our 4th and 5th outfielders were all-stars. Gerald Williams, guys like that come in. So, and the reason I didn't get a lot of bats, I can tell you. I never played a day, I played 1 game in outfield my whole life. I started as an outfielder. Ron Gann got hurt in a motorcycle accident, and it was me, Chipper Jones, and Tony Tarasco vying to play left field our rookie year, and both of them got hurt in spring training. I was last man standing with 1 game in the outfield. I start my career as a major league outfielder with learning the position in spring training.
Right.
So therefore, they're pulling my butt out in the 6th inning when we got a lead every time because I am a defensive liability. Right. It took me 3 years to get good out there.
Right.
And I finally learned the position. So I didn't have a ton of bats, but I just kept working my butt off, and finally my last few years in Braves, I started getting my 400, 500 at bat, my plate appearances,
right.
And then San Diego played every day, So it was a learning experience.
Darren and I were talking with Wes about the Braves tradition. Tell me what it's like playing with Glavine, Maddox, Smoltz, Jones, Andrew Jones, who we think should be a Hall of Famer too. What's that like coming up with those guys in the clubhouse.
It's amazing. You know, obviously a lot younger team. You got David Justice, Ron Gant, Chipper. Chipper and I came up together. Javi Lopez is another one of them.
Right.
You know, one of the only catchers to hit 40. I think Kyle Riley beat his record this year.
Yes.
I mean, amazing talent coming up. Just a great bunch of guys, a winning atmosphere, no selfish I, me players, the Braves way, winning. You know, I think my first 8 years of my career, I didn't know what it was like to not to go to the playoffs.
Right.
So my first year in San Diego, when I went over there, we missed the playoffs, and we were out of it early. We had a lot of injuries. We had some really good teams in San Diego. But that was the first year that I was like in like August or September, we weren't fighting for the playoffs, and it was a weird feeling.
Right.
You're starting to look at your numbers. You're starting to judge your performance. No, but when you're in the playoffs, you're competing every day. You know, and that was a weird feeling for me. And then obviously we made it a couple playoff teams in San Diego, and a very, very talented crew over there with Trevor Hoffman. I played with Ricky Henderson, just to be on a fly on the wall, looking back at my career and who I played with. And so I was there when Trevor Hoffman, when he was going after the all-time saves record. I drove Ricky Henderson in with a double in the gap to tie the all-time runs record. I was a teammate with Barry Bonds when he broke the all-time home run record. What an amazing career journey that I had just to see that type of those records being broken as teammates. It was amazing.
Right. I love Barry Bonds.
Yeah, I mean, by my opinion, there's no one better to ever hitter in the game.
Awesome.
Most feared hitter in the game.
Absolutely. Right. You have been graced with the ability to play for two Hall of Fame, well, one's in the Hall of Fame, Bobby Cox. And then you're managed by Bruce Bochy. Tell me some of the similarities, some of the difference. What was that like? That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, I played for two managers and both Hall of Famers. Pretty much the same type of style managers. They didn't throw their, as a player, you're going to respect this. They don't, if they've got something going on, they're going to call you and sit you down. They're not going to blow you up in the papers. They're not going to call you out on media. That, to me, is very important as a player. And you earn the respect, and they earn the respect back and forth. They handle everything internally. If you got your butt chewed a little bit, it was in front of the manager, in his office, closed door. The media never heard about it. Some of those managers that were, calling their players out I'm not going to name names, but, that's tough. But they handled it internally. They were great managers. They let the veterans kind of run the clubhouse. They called meetings once in a while. Just two great Hall of Fame managers I was very blessed to play with. I mean, just the similarities. Bruce was a little calmer than Bobby, but both have the Hall of Fame similarities. They're both they have the respective players, and I can tell you that the players would run through walls for both of them.
Wow.
And there's a lot of managers out there that the players wouldn't do that for.
How hard did you grind early? You talk about the defensive growth, but also to make sure that you were in there every day against lefties. How important was it for you as you aged as a player to not be a platoon guy? You worked very hard to not be that guy.
Yeah, it's tough, I mean, I think nowadays we're talking about technology. If I would have had a machine and, the throwing lefty sliders and stuff, early on, that's just the way Bobby did a lot of times because we had veteran guys. And I would fight tooth and nail. I would go into his office and tell him to trade me or play me or trade me. But I was fighting. And just kept continuing to work. And every time we had a lefty BP guy, I was in there taking it. I had to get better. And I felt that I needed to get better to be an everyday guy. And I worked my butt off and eventually did better. I hit 310 against lefties in AA. And next thing you know, I'm a platoon guy.
Right.
But I struggled early on because I was so much pressure on me to perform every time I faced a lefty that I had to perform that I overexerted. I was, and that's what nowadays with sports psychologists and helping, get rid, man, if I don't get a hit against this lefty today, I'm not going to be in the lineup against the lefty for 2 weeks. I was going through all those emotions. I didn't have any help there. And so that's
lucky.
Yeah.
When I first came up, Joe Morgan was my manager. He goes, you can hit lefties. And it got me through that times of not playing when most lefties would be on the bench.
Yeah.
He put me in there. And that was out of anything, he set me down. But the greatest thing that he said to me that always I took it, you hang in there good against lefties, I never forgot. I always thank them for it whenever I see it. That's so important to have that backing as a coach.
We had Gerald Williams. We had Oh, God, we had so many good fourth and fifth outfielders that were brought in, especially to hit against Randy Johnson stuff. So, yeah, did I mind having a day off against Randy Johnson? Heck no. But, I had to go and prove myself, and slowly I did. I just had to work harder at it, and that's something that I would never change. It's like, if you want to get better at it, you got to work at it, and eventually I did, and it was fun for me. It was a little bit stressful, but, man, I love the fight of getting every day. I mean, I think our game of baseball, I don't think anybody ever sits down the bat and go, I think I've got this. There's two sports where I think no matter what you do, you could go out there and go 4 for 4, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, the next day go 0 for 4, and not even go, what happened in golf?
Right.
I seen Tiger Woods used to come out and swing with us in spring training. I seen Tiger Woods win a tournament by 17 strokes and get cut the next week.
Right.
You just never know. You have to keep working. You're going to go in where you're hot, but there's always going to be that you've got to grind every day.
Right.
Because this game's based on failure.
A lot of left-handed hitters are going to be watching this. Maybe not half of our gamers, but a lot. I'm going to pick both your brains. Simple as it can be. I bump into you in the Starbucks. I'm a pretty good high school player. I'm a left-handed hitter. I'm losing my confidence against left-handed pitchers. Give me some checkpoints on how I can stay locked in. Left-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher.
So for me, look, anytime you have a chance to get somebody that can throw left-handed, my son's really good left-handed because I've been throwing him my whole life. I never had anybody throw me lefty BP. So
Hunter, right?
Yeah, son Hunter. Get him in there. Get him in there and work on, races the lefty. Get him in there on the breakable machines and face the left-handed curveballs and then the fastball that runs in on him. But the main thing is, like, mechanically training, I was a pull guy early on, and that doesn't play good with lefties. You got to attack the center field, left center field, right center field gap against lefties. You have to stay on the ball longer. When I was struggling, I begged to get in lefty because it made me stay more the opposite field, and I'm sure Mo would agree.
For me, I would say this: you have to be able to handle the inside pitch. And I always said to myself, I'm gonna take one side of the plate away. If that left-handed pitcher is able to paint the corner away from me, he can have that. If anything at me and up, I'm gonna hit. And you have to be able to give up something to get something. So that was always my thing: is you can't cover two sides of the plate against a left-handed pitcher. You're looking out over, you're going to get hit in the jaw with a two-seamer coming up. Give them that. If they can paint that, usually though, a left-handed pitcher tries to throw the ball away, and it usually tells right back into your back. So those are little. You got to talk to about that so we can tell your son, what to really be looking for. But you got to have a plan. You got to understand what they're trying to do. And I think the other thing is see as many breaking balls in practice as you can so they become natural. You're not ever going to be worried because you've seen it over and over. Left-handed breaking balls, curveballs, changeups. Just keep hitting them. Understand how to position your body to stay on your legs, to be consistent. That's kind of how I talk about it with my little guy, and what is the reps and doing the right things. A little bit of where am I looking for the ball is what's important.
It's funny, the light bulb went off over my head. It was his teammate, Garrett Anderson, who told me that exact thing that you just said. I can't go too long, because he played against everybody all the time. I can't go too long without seeing a lefty, or righties are going to beat me.
Yeah.
I need to see lefties. And he made it clear. Not that you craved it, but and that makes sense, right? As a younger broadcaster, that was like light bulb. Now I get it. That makes a lot of sense. Anything with the body, anything with mechanics that's important, or is everybody different so you don't want to give that advice?
Everybody moves
Stick with
different.
the left
Everybody moves different, but I have a firm, looking at hundreds of hours of videos of all the best hitters in the game, which I did when I completely revamped my swing about mid through my career. And you'll be able to tell, I went with Jimmy Lefebvre, which is one of my favorite hitting coaches all time. Worked with Sammy Sosa, he worked with Richie Sexton, Charles Johnson. He took guys that were hitting 220, 230, 250, made them all-stars. And I trained with him in the offseason, and like Mo was saying, Mo was really good. If you watch Mo swing, he's really, really into his legs, really balanced, doesn't get off kilter. For me, that was very important because I had too much movement, so I spread out a little bit. I got deeper in my legs, and I didn't move my eyes around. So I took my normal year, which was 40 walks, 120 strikeouts, 150, and I stopped moving around, and the rest of my career, my walks to strikeouts were almost even just by those simple things. So in all the best hitters, where more balanced, less moving around, tighter swing on the turn. Once I figured that out, boy, it was when I went to my first year in San Diego, it was crazy. And so that's what we teach. It's like, what are the normal things that Hall of Famers have? Most of them aren't moving around. They've got a good tight turn. Their barrels get in the strike zone early and stay for a long time. That's something I changed.
Mo and I were wondering how close you were to actually becoming a cop. I mean, how close were you?
If
You were Ride Along USA, right? You were the king of the Ride Along, right?
Yes. I trained with a SWAT team in West Palm Beach and did a lot of stuff in the off season. Gotten in a lot of trouble from the Braves on that one. Every spring training.
Oh, that's awesome.
West Palm. I did work with Palm Beach SWAT. We did search warrants. We did narcotics. We did stings, everything. I signed the paperwork, guys.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Got to hold it up, though. For the static camera.
Yeah.
What, is that your badge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you sneak? Can you show it? Or
No.
Yeah.
That was like a sneaky. Hopefully we captured that.
Ryan, I'm going to do some trivia with you, man. But it's good for you. 2014, you were elected into the Polish Sports Hall of Fame. Who else?
John Smoltz.
Who else is in that Hall of Fame?
John Smoltz.
Who else? There's more.
Oh God, there's probably a lot. I'm from my background is Slavic from parts of Russia, which got overtaken by Poland and Yugoslavia, and there's Yastrzemski. There's was it the basketball player Kuvak? There's a bunch of guys.
Got Grzelanic?
Grzelanic. That's a good question, Mo. There's a lot of them.
Right.
We got a couple. Does he get anything for getting
Yeah.
it right or no?
It's a handshake for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's a prize.
Yeah, but it's a great honor. Obviously, there's a lot of the guys from the Russia, Yugoslavia, Polish area. A lot of good athletes
Awesome.
come out of that area.
Let me talk about, before we get to, one of the, we already know what you are. You, like me, you love your mother. Like I lost my mother 4 years ago, and it's just a hole that it'll never be replaced. Tell me, I met your mom in San Diego, and that's, I can see that, I can just see that, I can feel the love and the, what you feel for her. Tell me how important that is, your mom is to you.
Oh man, a lot of baseball players, their dad were big influences. My mom, two older sisters, both really, really good softball players. So my mom worked two jobs to put us, I was in hitting pitching lessons behind Angel Stadium since I was 8 years old. Mom cleaned houses on weekends to afford to put us through hitting pitching lessons. She knew that she wouldn't be able to put three kids in college, but if we could work hard in the books or academic or sports or academically. But Mom was catching me throwing the gear on before they had all this stuff until I was throwing about probably 88, 90 miles an hour, and I hit her I threw a ball off the plate and ricocheted to hit her, and it took her out of work for a few days. So Mom went out and built the pitch back, went to Home Depot and built that. But I tell you what, Mom was driving me to the tournaments and paying for everything and scrubbing houses on Sundays all day to make the extra money to do it. So for her, she's my hero. She's my number one. And that last home run I hit in World Series in Cleveland, people don't believe it's not. She was sitting in right field because I hit that ball, and my mom actually caught the ball.
That's all. What? Yeah, he hit a home run.
I remember. I don't know that I knew that story. You did your homework.
3-4-5, he hit home. 90 was 95.
Yeah.
95. He hit home runs 3, then 3, then 4, then 5, and she caught the home run of game 5.
Major Braves.
To add to that story, she caught the ball. Everybody piled on. Lost the ball. After the game, we lost by 1 run. I hit a 2-run homer. Anyways, I sit there. My mom's hair is all messed up, and she's got like a scrape on her face. I'm like, "What happened? Did you sit out there with the Cleveland fans?" She goes, "The ball you hit my hand, and I got knocked over, and the guy scrambled the ball, and this is him, and so he's there after the game, and he's got the ball in his hands, and he goes, I want to give the ball back." I go, "You knocked my mom?" I was pissed. "You know my mom?" He goes, "Look, no, it was everybody. It wasn't my fault." He goes, but I want to give your mom the ball, but I want a Greg Maddox jersey, a David Justice jersey, a Tom Glavine bat, or a Dave Justice ball. I said, whoa, wait a minute. I don't got time for this. You can keep the ball.
What?
And he's like, how about a Greg Maddox ball? And I go, done. I walked in the clubhouse. We lost. Greg, I need you to sign this ball, blah, blah, blah. He signs the ball. I give him a Greg Maddox ball. My mom gets the ball. It's on the trophy mantle. So that was the longer story.
That's a much better version. You should have said, how about if I punch you in the face? Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, I probably would have lost in the lawsuit, you know how that is.
Hey, let's get lost as a dad here, okay? We talked a lot about your journey. Tell us everything you want to tell us about Hunter as a ball player.
Man, it's been great. You know, obviously traveling all the PG tournaments and doing the showcases and getting recruited pretty heavily the off season now. It's a proud dad moment. He's put in a lot of work. He had a back injury playing football and lost last year. So I didn't know where he was going to be this year. He came back strong. We had to rest him for about 6 months. And then he had to go through his rehab. So he didn't really pick up a bat for 10 months. And we had to rehab him, a little stress fracture in his back. Nothing major, but he had to rest. And he's doing great. Big kid, strong, hits the ball a long ways, but lost that year. So I told him, you know, with nowadays, we just got to keep working and keep pushing and get better on defensive and at first base and start to play some outfield, because I'm like, hey, you're running good enough now to where you need to learn a second position. If I would tell anybody out there, listen, learn a second position, because I got through in the mix into it and never played an outfield in my life. If you can play another position, you go to a high school team and the first baseman's a banger and you're a first baseman, you're not going to play. But if you can outbeat that left fielder or that right fielder, learn another position.
Right.
So you can't have a chance in college, pros, or high school to make that position, get in the lineup.
What's next for you? You have your spoon in so many soups. I mean, it's amazing.
So right now,
Technology, developing businesses, you're an entrepreneur, all these things.
following Mo. Following Mo.
I'll ask him about him.
Yeah, so
He's a guest.
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard.
asking you.
Listen, for me, I love the baseball industry. I've been in the outdoor industry a little bit, but I love the technology. So right now, I'm involved with Sparber Training, which is helping kids get recruited into college. Yes, sir. So basically, our training is to help them get into college, and they've been great. I definitely need the help. It's something that nowadays is harder to do, and so I'm involved, own part of that company. I'm involved with a couple AI technology companies meetings to try to deal with that. So right now, I signed with Sparber Training, and within 2 weeks, he had 36 colleges reach out to him. I thought I was doing everything right. I wasn't. So I partnered up with them, and then nowadays, with the technology, we're talking about technology. I can send a swing, my son's swing in to AI technology, whoever you use, and it gives a complete breakdown, and it is dang accurate about the flaws in the swing and what needs to be fixed. So I'm involved with helping the swing technology on how to get them better once we find out what the problem is.
Man, if you guys only had technology, you could have been good big leaguers.
Yeah,
You could have been good big leaguers if you only had technology. Thank you, man.
thank you.
Good
Thanks,
get
brother.
leaguers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Please.